Christmas has always been my wife's and my favourite time of the year. It is a time where we get to take a pause, step away from the chaos of work, and just breathe. It's a special time that we get to recharge and reconnect with people who matter the most to me. Being able to be with my loved ones is something that I would never take for granted. This Christmas, it is particularly special as it is a time of many firsts with my family. This year is the first time that I've started using social media and started content creation. With my vlogging, I've been able to capture many other firsts as well. Back in the years, I would go Christmas tree hunting with my wife to take photos together with every Christmas tree that we came across. However, since having children, we no longer had the luxury of time to do so. This Christmas is the first time in a long time that we were able to get some alone time together to enjoy each other's company and reconnect. Although it was just a short time, we were happy to be able to bring back a little bit of our younger days. My older kid had his first introduction to Santa Claus. Previously, he was a little too young to appreciate gifts, but this year, it's different. We were able to capture his excitement from ripping open Christmas presents and his pure joy from playing with his new toys. For my infant, this is his very first Christmas at 4 months old. It is also the very first time that he was able to meet my full extended family. It was a little bit overwhelming for him at first, but quickly warmed up and had an incredible time meeting everyone. So to me, Christmas is not just about family. It's also a special time for friends that have been together with me for the longest time. We've been through so much together over the years. Fooling around as kids, growing up into adults, watching our friend group grow as each of us found partners, and grow even further as we started our own families. We've been around for each other through every major moment for pretty much our whole life. Being able to spend time with them is something that I would always treasure. To end off the year, I thought it would be a good idea to compile a list of 24 biggest lessons I have learned throughout the year. With this list, I'm hoping that it will serve as my constant reminder to practice these learnings. I'm also hoping that by sharing these lessons, it would resonate with someone out there to gain a similar mindset shift like I did. However, 24 lessons is a really long list of things to adhere to. So instead of talking about all 24 lessons here, I think it would be a lot more effective to just talk about the top 3 lessons that really helped to shift my way of thinking. If you are interested in the full list of all 24 lessons, I have made 24 shorts of just about 20 seconds per video. Do check them out in my channel shorts. Starting with number 3. This is something I believe I have mentioned a couple of times in my channel as well as in my other videos. And that is to always stay consistent. The reason why I keep bringing this up is because I have finally understood the importance of staying consistent. Previously, I was someone who was always chasing after goals, looking for instant gratification. So the problem about chasing goals is that I tend to burn out very quickly and I tend to lose motivation very quickly, especially when I achieve, say like 1 out of 5 goals. I will feel like, I think I'm done here, like the rest are too difficult to achieve, it's not worth my time, I'm not going to do it. And I just end it there. So that becomes a problem. I don't complete anything that I start out with. And another problem with goal chasing is that sometimes these goals that you set are way too far-fetched and it just seems too difficult to even begin. So the opposite to that is to stay consistent. And by staying consistent, I mean that you show up even when you don't feel like it. Simply by showing up, you have already made progress. Some days you feel more productive and you achieve more, and other days you're just a little more lazy and you do a little bit less. But either way, this is fine. It all balances out in the long term. Create a structure and a routine of which you adhere to every single day. This helps to keep you coming back every day, even when you don't feel like it. For better or for worse, these routines that you create can come back and bite you if you neglect it. If you're anything like me and you occasionally, neglect your routines, go do something else, I'll always have this nagging feeling at the back of my head, like, you gotta be working right now, stop wasting your time doing these things. And that is the whole idea about being consistent. Helps you to keep coming back every single day, even if you don't feel like it. You should be consistently showing up and maintaining a sustainable pace of progress. It is a marathon and not a sprint. So if you're like me and you have issues being accountable for the things you're doing, one tip is to share your work and progress with your immediate group of friends. Chances are, they would be interested in your work and they would be asking you about how things are going, and you'll likely want to have something new to tell them. So talking about friends, this brings me to point number 2, which is connect with your friends. So most of us here would be like, yeah, I connect with my friends. I meet up with them once a week, once a month. But the thing is, I believe most of us would also be guilty of meeting up to catch up with your friends. And that is the difference. When you connect with your friends, you want to be creating memories with them and not just simply catching up with them. That is not very meaningful. By connecting with your friends, it requires you to put in effort to create plans and create activities such that you and your group of friends have something to do together, have something to bond over, and have new memories to create with each other. These memories are the things that forge your friendships and keep them strong. As someone who is very particular about maintaining relationships, this piece of advice really changed my mind and changed how I approach spending time with my friends. So hopefully this piece of advice will give you a mindset shift with your relationships as well. Lastly, my biggest lesson of 2024 is to start before you know how. I wouldn't be doing content creation if not for this advice. I knew nothing about content creation. I don't even use social media. Even now at this point, 1.5 months in, sometimes I still don't even know what I'm talking about while looking at these cameras. So with this piece of advice, it has gotten me started on content creation. It has also gotten me started on web app development. I'm also looking to mobile app development. So while these things are not new, the learning curve to get all these things out as a solo developer is quite steep. You have to know everything from end to end. You got to know about onboarding, you got to know about authentication and security, you got to know about front-end development to create your UIs and the user experience. You got to know about back-end development, how to handle data, how to collect data for analysis, how to improve your application, how to keep your costs low when running all these applications. You got to learn about marketing and sales. You got to learn about finances and managing your costs and how to price your products. There were just a whole lot of things for a single person to learn, and these were the things that were stopping me from starting in the first place. I wanted to start something before I knew how. I'm just going to dive into it. I'm going to get everything wrong, but I'm going to get something out. With every failure that I encounter, that is going to be my learning point, and I'll figure out my way from there. So we'll see how that goes. In 2025, I'll be continuing my work on my web application called TabbyTap. So the idea behind TabbyTap is to consolidate these platforms into one application whereby I can just post one time, it goes out everywhere, and I'll have all my comments and engagements in one place. So it makes life a lot easier. So if you'd like to join me on my entrepreneurship journey, see the struggles that I go through trying to build an application from scratch, not knowing anything, to finally creating something and putting it out there, do like and subscribe to this video and follow for more. That's all I have for you guys today. I will see you in the next video.